I'm not looking forward to whatever that's going to turn this into. I'm here at the Glendale exit, where they're putting in apparently this Ford plant. And then putting in this plant has spurred all kinds of extra construction. Especially here at the intersection. But hey, luckily I just stopped here for fuel. It's nice, I got a McDonald's, so you can grab something to munch on, because they don't have any kind of deli hot bar. And then of course we have the on and off again rain, and half the people out here don't know how to work a headlight switch. So we got people rolling with wiper blades on, coming in and out of heavy showers where it's whitewashed out and nowhere able to see, wipers going, no headlights. So PSA people, PSA, if it's raining during the day, you're supposed to have your headlights on. Just in case you didn't know. If your wipers are on, your lights are supposed to be on. Like right now, it's not too much rain, but between Bowling Green and here, it has been on and off again heavy showers to the point where it looks like fog. And I'd say 4 out of 5 cars don't have any lights on. So when you roll up onto them, you kind of have to slow down really fast, and slowing down in wet conditions isn't exactly the easiest to do, at least not safely, especially if you're trying not to lock up your brakes and slide. Not to mention, with these big trucks and their drum brakes, you've got to give it a couple light presses to dry the brakes off before they actually are effective. Well, that's all drum brakes really, but especially these big trucks. Here's another menace to the road. Thankfully he's got lights on, but like his hitch is too high in the front, so the ass is dragging low. You gotta love when the work truck people don't even do what they're supposed to. Because that was a work truck Ranger. The guys in it had on high-vis vests, and there was a toolbox in the bed.
I didn't understand that.
Not talking to you. Go away, Bixby. A rainy day to start the week, and I'm trying to debate between stopping in Spiceland or pushing my luck and going up to the Loves in Richmond for a parking spot, considering it's going to be about 9 o'clock when I roll in up there, and I'm trying to give myself a head start for tomorrow, considering if I can park in Richmond, I won't have 30 minutes to drive before my pickup. I'll have like 5 minutes to drive. It's 2023, people. If people have lights on, you should turn yours on. Like, how hard is that to realize? Not to mention, most cars nowadays have an auto headlight sensor switch setting. Like, they really need to start enforcing that, because it is a federal law. Like, it's not a state law, it's a federal law. I got a Ford Fusion trying to pass me in the right lane with no headlights on. Luckily he gave the blinker, but turn your headlights on, dude. Oh, that camper is rough looking. It looks solid, but it looks rough. They're definitely pulling it a lot faster than it's probably comfortable with, considering that thing's probably rattling apart the inside. Here's a fresh topic. What is with the people that run their seatbelts through the doors because they're afraid their truck's gonna get broken in while they're sleeping or otherwise? How are people gonna get in if there's a fucking accident or something like that, if you have that stupid configuration set up? Like, have you not thought about that? Like if you're in an accident, or say your truck catches on fire in the middle of the night, and you're out because of monoxide poison, people can't get in to save your ass. Like, I don't see it being worth it. I really don't. Like, if a locked door isn't going to be enough, that seatbelt's not going to be much better. Oh, here comes that camper again. Really pushing it now. I'm doing 70. Slow it down there, lady. About to go downhill the way. There a backup. Hey, southbound, what's up with this backup going north here right before Louisville? This Conestoga fly by me, going downhill in the rain in a 70-mile-an-hour zone. Here it comes. The amount of people, I'm gonna say, they don't care and drive like idiots. Camper's back. Oh, she's starting to wiggle. Well, it's Tuesday morning. And I'm starting my day, obviously. I should have went to bed earlier last night, but I was in the middle of watching a really good show, and you know, you get watching a show and you're like, one more episode, and then I'll go to bed. One more episode, I'll go to bed. Alright, dude, what are you doing? Are you going right or are you going straight? Because you sure as hell aren't parked like you're going to go straight. But apparently you are. Blinker! Blinker! Damn it, people. Blinkers. Blinkers help. It looks like it's going to be one of those days if I'm already using the horn and yelling at people. Oh. That guy just went through the intersection, not looking at anywhere he was going. I watched Josh's video last night. He does kind of look like he's going crazy. So, more power to him to not lose his mind. And I completely agree with him with the fact that people in RVs and camper trailers and all that other BS are crazy rich people. And not rich in the sense that they're like millionaires, but rich in the sense that they've got a lot of disposable income that they don't know what to do with. And it really makes you wonder what they do. To one, have the time to take off, to take this travel trailer and a bunch of crazy people across country. Because you know, if you have a camper trailer, whatever, you're not just going up to the local state park to have a weekend. No, you're going to fucking cross country. And hopefully, if you're going across country, you at least have somewhat of a reliable form of transportation, a full said camper. Because there's nothing worse than the old clapped out, beat up F-150 pulling a 30-foot camper trailer and barely do the speed limit, and wants to sit in the left lane holding up traffic because they're too good to be in the right lane. That one's my favorite. The jackass and the F-150 or the 2500 pulling a 30-foot camper that his truck's just barely got the motor to pull it down the road at speed. Because every redneck wannabe with an F-150 thinks they can pull anything. Like, well, it's within my tow weight rating. Yeah, it may be in your tow weight rating empty, but then you gotta add all the shit you're gonna add to it, and then you gotta realize, hey, you've got to pull it. Just the fact that your truck can handle the weight doesn't mean it can pull the weight. That's one thing I think a lot of people need to think about a lot more before they just gung-ho jump into the deep end of having a camper trailer or a fifth wheel to pull. Because you always see them. You always see the guy with the fifth wheel camper or the bumper pull 30-foot trailer, and they're just struggling to pull that thing down the road. It's like, it looks like you bit off a little more than you could chew there with your weight there, buddy. Like, it's not the tow rig you thought it was. And then you always get the dummy with the bumper pull trailer that doesn't have the right drop hitch so that the trailer rides level, so it doesn't pull the ass end of his truck further down into the ground and lift the front off the ground. That one's my favorite. It's like, you had to go buy a hitch to pull this trailer. Why didn't you just go ahead and spend the $30 for the drop hitch that puts you at a level height for the trailer? No, you cheaped out and you just went with the no drop or the 1-inch drop or the 2-inch drop when you needed probably the 5. Hell, I've got a Ford Ranger that sits higher in the ass than normal, and I've got to use a 5-inch drop so that the trailer I pull rides level. Because it's a really low riding trailer. And I put those two together and realized I put those two pieces of information together and realized, hey, if I don't have a drop hitch, I'm going to drag the ass of this trailer anytime I go across the dip. And if I have to back up into a hill, I'm going to dig into the hill. And I'm not going to back up. Yeah. Just the little things you see out here that make you go crazy. And then don't get me started with the Greyhound buses that are out here driving like they're damn Toyota Priuses, because they'll zip in and out of traffic and fly up the left lane. But in the words of Bill Engvall, there's a lot of stupid people in the world. And we need to hand out signs. We need to hand out signs left and right. Or just start taking the warning labels off things and let Mother Nature take its natural course. I'm all for that one. Can we take warning labels off things so that we can thin the herd? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure all this bullshit with the participation trophies for the last couple years and all the people going, I'm offended so you're wrong, or I'm offended so you're racist, or I'm offended and you're a bigot. Yeah, that wouldn't have hung well or sat well back in the day when if you piss somebody off, they'd just shoot you. Or they'd challenge you to a duel and kill you. And then they'd just put your ass in a box and put you to the ground. They'd put a tombstone on that says, here lies a dumbass. Very much a fan of going back to the Wild Wild West days, where if you couldn't back up what you wanted to run your mouth about with your fists or your gun, you kind of just kept quiet. We need a lot more people that just keeps quiet. Well, I'm yawning because I'm talking too much and not breathing enough, so I'm gonna be back. What is it to say that you get passed by a tow truck pulling a truck doing the speed limit? Like I'm in a 65 actually, and I'm doing the slide over that everyone does, and then I get passed by a tow truck pulling a truck. Like no lights, no nothing, so he ain't going to an emergency, he's just towing a truck. What does that say? Like, come on, people. I'm doing the speed limit, I'm doing the little over that everyone does, just so that I can stay out of being a nuisance to traffic, because everyone knows that one person that's a stickler for doing the exact speed limit ends up causing congestion. And then not only am I being passed by cars, I'm being passed by fucking tow trucks, pulling trucks, because they're fucking impatient. And then I don't know what it is, but tow trucks are notorious for not using their damn blinkers. Notorious. I'm all the time being passed by semi-tow trucks, and they never have their blinker. Fucking impatient asshole. I get over to let a truck on, and he comes riding up my ass. And has to pass. No, he can't slow down. He's got to pass. God. People are morons. Oh, they drive me crazy. People drive me crazy. So I guess this tells me that I can bring up, or reminds me that I can bring up that I found a nice spot to pull over to take a minute break to let the dog out, get something to drink. There's a KC up here off 65 just as you come into Lafayette, Indiana, and it's a lot easier to get in and out of than the Pilot and the Loves back in Lebanon, Indiana. It also just happens to be just off the same exit that I broke down just before when my water pump went out. So there's that. Is also my interval time limit that I try to stop just to kind of stretch my legs and let the dog out. I go about 2 hours. Whatever I can get done in 2 hours, I usually stop, give or take half an hour. But every 2 hours, I usually seems like clockwork that Anubis over here starts giving me the eyeballs because his eyeballs are floating. He's got to go potty. And then because I ride with a cooler in between the seats, he likes to stand on the cooler, so he's real close to where I'm at and just kind of stare into my brain. Which, for anybody that's driving a truck and you got a little dog or you got a dog, and they want pets all the time, a little cooler between the seats is great for just giving them a spot that they can put their front paws on so they're in arm's reach and you're not leaning across the cab of the truck to try to pet your dog. I imagine cats will just crawl up on the center of your dash right there above your radio. Or just on your dash in general, because that's where the sun is most of the time. Man, would not advise for people with big dogs, because then your dog's gonna try to jump on you. Or at least I can assume that they're gonna try to jump on you. Well, this is something you don't see every day. This big ass turbine winding and weaving its way through this little bitty town. Like, those are one of the big wings. I've seen a couple of them come through here and they were not that big. Those must be some for further north or further south. That's a big ass prop, wing, propeller, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they just had to navigate this little whoop. Yeah. I'm willing to bet it's not fun getting those big loads through these little towns. But this Highway 24 is the only way to get between 65 and 57. That's like direct route. Otherwise, you got to go further south to Indianapolis, Effingham area, I believe. Or no, you can go down to Champaign. And go over on 74. You wouldn't have to go to 70. That's a dump truck chassis. Oh boy. I'm still an hour from Fairbury. Oh, I gotta go to bed earlier tonight. I stayed up too late watching Demon Hunter, or Demon Slayer. You full on ran that light, dude. You know it. I guess it would have been more of a risk for him to stop, but like, there was no hesitation. It's Gladiator. I want one of those so bad. Like, I just want a Jeep in general. But I like the idea of having a pickup truck. So that Gladiator is my ideal. And I really like the bikini blue or green or whatever color it is, but it's called bikini something. Watseka. That is a mouthful of a name of a town, Watseka. But this is an old school Main Street. Old school Main Street. They just tore down the end of the building right there, alright? So that's fresh paint on the wall and grass growing. There's grain elevators. I don't know if I'd want the black top for a Jeep. I think I'd go with the color matched top. That way you don't got to worry about the top getting overly hot because it's black. But the two-tone look good. The two-tone look does look good. Oh. That is a green Dodge right there. I like that color. It's a nice color. That is something I have just, like, it baffles me. There are so many digital slot machine, whatever, up here in Illinois. Like, there are freaking digital slot machines everywhere. What is up with that in Illinois? Hey, like, I'm guessing y'all don't have casinos up here, but you've got digital slot machines. Because I see them all over the place up here in these little towns, especially. And there's always one in the truck stops. There's always one, it's a video gaming hall, always nearby a truck stop. But it's Illinois, try to Ontario tax income, something. This is exactly what I was talking about the other day. This asshole is blocking the middle of the fucking road in his day cab because he don't care. He couldn't be considerate and go left or right. No. That would be using too much brain power. And he saw me coming. He saw me. His lazy ass. He's always dropping trailers in the middle of the damn way. This is why you only release the truck brakes, dude. You don't have to release the trailers. Or set the trailers. Just the truck. That's something else I don't get. Why does everybody set both brakes when they're going into fuel islands, when they're coming up to park somewhere just to move again in 2 seconds? Leave the trailer set. There's the guy that saved my bacon. I came out, straightened my trailer tire. Oh, I didn't even get to that part yet. Yeah. So, was running ahead, was rolling by like 7 o'clock. 7:30. Got here at like 9:30. It's now 12:45. It's 12:45, so might as well say 1. So I've been here for almost 3 hours because dipshit dropped the trailer last night. Oh no, let me phrase it. Let me take that back. I'll take that back. The driver that dropped the trailer did report the tire. Okay, so he's not the dipshit. But, like, he dropped the trailer, had the flat tire. Well, it was more than flat. Like, he had driven on it for a while. Because, like, there was nothing but the beads on the sidewalls left of the tire. So, like, he must have blown out, like, 5-10 minutes down the road, maybe half hour, and he was like, fuck it, I'm getting there to do my drop. So he dropped it, alright? Hino loaded a trailer with a fucked up tire. They loaded the trailer. Because, you know, I do dropping hooks for Hino, hauling Toyota parts. They loaded a trailer with a blown tire. Like, it might as well have just been a rim. Like, really? Are you not looking the trailers over before you throw them into a dock to load them, people? But hey, I learned how to do a split. So I got 2 hours back. So there's that. So I should still be able to make it to Spiceland. This road to the left is the one I was telling you about. Like, it's just basically a long, glorified driveway. Not the road we're on, but that one going to the warehouse. It's basically a glorified driveway. The guys with these Connex containers are all the time parking there, taking their tins. There's always a truck or a trailer or a trailer chassis sitting there. Here off Hino Boulevard. You gotta watch out for the coyotes, because I've seen a couple in these fields. But other than that, it's not too bad. But yeah. Loaded a trailer with a blown tire. Like, how much more idiot can you get? Like, how much more of an idiot can you be to load a trailer with a blown tire? But hey, I got a little extra break. I'm gonna get some paid for some breakdown. And I'm still gonna make my delivery, if not just slightly off time. But I still have a 7.5 hour drive ahead of me. So there's that. Today is Wednesday. I've only made a couple snippets over the last 2 days. So I'm gonna have another 3-day video. Oh, the frustration. But hey, that's trucking. Shit's gonna happen. Luckily, I was at a facility, not on the side of the road. Count your blessings where they're at, people. Count your blessings.